Sebastian, if we can start with you and begin by looking back at events in Baku 2 weeks ago. You said in a statement on Monday that you overreacted in the heat of the moment. So please, can you just talk us through what happened in that moment?
I don't think that's necessary, is it? I think we've seen it many times. I've seen it, I've looked at it. So obviously I had a very different view inside the car than I had with a little bit of a gap and outside the car. So hence why obviously I made the statement. I had the chance to quickly talk to Lewis after the race. But I don't want to pump this up more than it is already. So I think it's my right, our right, that it stays between us. But I think I said everything I had to say. I think it was the wrong decision. Obviously, I got a penalty in the race and, lost the potential race win. We couldn't obviously foresee that Lewis was running into a problem with his headrest, but could have been a lot more points at stake. But after that, obviously, I tried everything to recover.
Seb, sorry, you said it was the wrong decision. What was the wrong decision?
Well, it was the wrong move, wrong decision. It was, the wrong move to drive alongside him and hit his tire. So that's obviously, I guess, what you all want to hear about. But there's not much more to say. I think at the time I was surprised. It felt like, Lewis hit the brakes and I couldn't stop running into his car. But I also said in the statement and said afterwards that I don't think there was any bad intention, so I don't think he actually brake tested me. At the time I read it like that, I was surprised, and hence why obviously I was upset and overreacted. But am I proud of the moment? No. Can I take it back? No. Do I regret it? Yes. So I don't think that we need to drag it out any longer.
Well, Lewis, if we could come to you, is it the end of the matter for you as well now?
It is for me, yeah. Solely really focused on this weekend. Obviously, it's an interesting press conference, as I mentioned, with so many people here. The people watching can't see how many people are behind the camera. But I said everything I felt I needed to say at the last race, and just left it there. And now the job is really to focus on. We've still got a lot of races ahead of us, and a little bit behind points-wise. So just trying to keep my head down.
Does what happened in Baku in any way change the dynamic between you and Sebastian?
I don't think it does. I think Sebastian and we spoke after the race on the Monday, and then shortly after that he had messaged me. I think that the day after, I think it was. So for me, I just said that. For me, I still have the utmost respect for him as a driver and continue to race him hard through the rest of the season, which in the same way as I always have. No less hard than we have been already up until now. And my only point was to Sebastian was just that I felt that saying that I had brake tested him, I was like, I hope you can correct that publicly, because people who were watching felt that was something I did. And the data obviously showed that was not the case. In actual fact, he accelerated. I think the goal was to try and be as close as possible to me, but that was an error in judgment. But my only point there in the reply to him was that I hope that he makes that clear, because I had no intentions. There was no need for me to do something like that, as I was in the lead. And and I accepted his apology and moved forwards.
And Sebastian, just a few words from you about the relationship with Lewis, the dynamic between you.
Well, I'm happy to hear that it doesn't seem to have a big impact. Obviously, what I did was wrong, and I apologized. I think it's totally up to Lewis. Obviously, I did a mistake, so I can understand if he's upset. But it's nice to hear that we're able to, move forward. And I think the respect that we have for each other on track, off track, helps us in this regard.
Sebastian, you've admitted that you made a foul. Why did it take you so long then to actually apologise? Why did you have to wait until after you'd appeared before an FIA investigation?
Well, I don't have your number. I don't want it. So I don't feel the need to talk to all of you for more than what I have to. So I think the person that I had to talk to was Lewis. That was the most important. Obviously then, Monday I went to Paris to see the FIA, and we had the hearing. They asked me of my opinion in terms of what happened, to run through the incidents, and that's what I did. So, yeah, I don't think, as I said, there was a need in that regard to, talk to you straight after. You're not the most important people. I think, as I said, the most important for me is the guy I'm racing with is Lewis, and that's the one, that I decided to call first.
Seb, in the heat of the moment, you do seem to lose your cool a bit. Do you think you have a problem with your temperament? And a question to Lewis, do you actually think, judging by the size of this crowd, this kind of jeopardy and rivalry is actually good for the sport?
To answer your question, I don't think so. I can see why you might believe it's not, but I think I faced a lot of situations that were quite hot, and I don't think so.
I think an intense battle is always a good thing for a sport, for any sport, so I don't disagree with that. But of course, we are used as a platform. We are supposed to be role models. We are supposed to give a certain message, and we're only human beings, so we don't always get things right. However, collectively as a sport, we are supposed to inspire and send the right message to young kids. There's so many people that want to be in our position, and so we're in a position of power, and how we utilize that's very important.